Now, OC's cranking up the highlight machine. It's time for high school football and the WSAV Friday Night Blitz highlight show. Powered by OC Welch Ford Lincoln.
Welcome to the Friday Night Blitz highlight show. I'm Joey Lamar, joined by Kobe Zach. Kobe, we had a normal Friday night. No cancellations, no games postponed. Did have one had some movement, but we had a normal Friday night.
I mean, it was an excellent Friday night. We had 19 total games. That might have been the most that we've ever done. The most in, by far, around Savannah, I would say.
Yeah, shout out to us. All right, let's get to game one. All right, and it was our game of the week, and it definitely lived up to the hype. A lot of points in this contest between Oceanside Collegiate and Calvary Day. And we start late in the third quarter. Calvary Day trails 42-38. James Mobley hits MJ Knight on the fade route. Calvary Day takes the lead 45-38. Now we go early in the fourth. Calvary Day gives up a huge run here. The running back goes 71 yards. He's going to be tripped up at the 3-yard line. But Oceanside will punch the ball in to make the score 49-45 in their favor. But then on the ensuing kickoff, Ty Pinckney makes what I would call the play of the night. He returns his kickoff for a touchdown. He caught the ball at the 1-yard line, so it's a 99-yard return for the score. Calvary Day up 52-49. And then the number 5 team in the state of Georgia puts the game away midway through the fourth. They use the wishbone formation. Kobe,
I love it.
You ever heard about that? The wishbone.
Pound.
Old school. Caden Jones with the score. Calvary Day wins 59-49 in a shootout. What a game we had on WSAV. We now bring in Andrew Davis. He watched every play of tonight's almost 4-hour contest. Andrew, what are your key takeaways?
I'll tell you, if I was Oceanside Collegiate and I told you walking in that you'd have 560 yards of offense, how many points would you win by? And then you told them you'd lose by 10. That's because Calvary put on a show tonight. Their offense was great. They rushed for 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns. They threw for 3 more touchdowns. They did everything they needed to, including getting a defensive stop on the 10-yard line at the end of the game to win it. I can't say enough about Mobley, James Mobley, the quarterback, who threw for 313. On the other side, Mandavian for Oceanside Collegiate, 452 yards and 5 touchdowns. The guy you want to hear about eventually, Terrence Johnson Jr. from Oceanside. He had 7 receptions for 215 and 4 touchdowns. But Caden Jones came up when it counted, 23 rushes, 96 yards and 3 touchdowns. I can't say enough about why this Calvary team came through getting 4 turnovers in a game that was just up and down track meet. This team is for real, and they learned a lot about a young team tonight. And the amazing thing is, Coach said at the end, none of them cramped. They made it through that game entirely with the stamina that they have. They take on Southeast Bullock next week. See what they've got left, but we can't really top this one. We hope to next week. Liberty County and Jenkins, we may not get 108 points, but I think we've got another great one. Tonight, though, was all about Calvary. Offense, defense in the game. Maybe one of the best high school games I've ever seen in my entire life. Joey Colby, you got 18 more to talk about, so good luck with that.
All right, thanks, Andrew. As you said, we have a lot of great games to get to tonight, and one happened in Pooler, Colby.
Yeah, we're going to go over to New Hampstead. They're taking on Effingham County at Pooler Stadium, New Hampstead. Now, they trailed 8-0 at half, so now they're looking to come out strong in the second. Quarterback Eric Hockman under a lot of pressure, but he rolls out and finds Christian Kinlaw for the first down, and Kinlaw was making plays through the air and also on the ground. A few plays later, they give him the handoff. He refuses to be brought down, carrying 3 guys into the end zone for the touchdown. It's 8-6, but New Hampstead still needed a 2-point conversion to tie it. So here it is, Hockman rolling out, looking for his guy Kinlaw, but right off of his fingertip by inches, and Effingham County goes on to win this one, 23-20.
Ooh, another great game. Let's move it back to Savannah. We have Bethesda taking on Hilton Head Christian at Bethesda. And we're going to pick up the action in the second quarter. Bethesda up 20-6 and looking for more. Jordan Cheever, he's a big back, but he moves very well with fast feet. He gets a first down there. And then a little bit later, it's Bethesda passing. Jordan Turner connects with his target, and it's a first down. Bethesda is inside the 25-yard line. Then later in the drive, Turner hooks up with Malachi Morris for 6. That made the score 27-6 after the PAT. Bethesda picks up his first win of the year, 53-28.
Moving over now, we've got Windsor Forest at Liberty County. Now Windsor is down 8-0. They're looking to even things up right now. Check out this. It's Jr. rolling, throwing a fade to Jaden Thomas, who
What a
makes an
shot.
incredible play to bring it in for the touchdown. Thank you. It is 8-6. Liberty County looking to answer. They give it to Elijah Brown. Spins out of contact, hits the sideline. He refuses to be brought down. More contact. Just a yard away from the end zone, less than a yard, honestly.
He learned that spin move during basketball season.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to reward the guy that got you all the way there. This handoff is going to Brown. He walks in. The Panthers go up 15-6 after the PAT. Liberty County just took over from there. They win this one, 36-6.
All right, let's go back to Savannah. Let's go to Memorial Stadium. We have Groves hosting Jenkins, and the score is 28-0 in the first quarter. I thought it was a misprint on the scoreboard. And on 3rd and long, Groves is deep in his own territory. Nora Whitaker comes up with a sack for Jenkins. They call that a safety. It's 30-0 in the first. Then Groves elects to kick off on the free kick, and Dominique Johnson provides a huge return. He's going to be pushed out of bounds, but he'll be inside the 20-yard line. And he almost hit me, but I'm okay. All right, so Jenkins takes advantage. 2 plays later, they run what I believe is a counter tray play. Jalen Elliott on the score, 37-0 at that point. Jenkins gets to win 65-6.
Is that good? That's a lot like the Mizzou score yesterday. Anyways,
Okay,
moving over
here we
to
go.
Richmond Hill. They're hosting Everglades. It's the first Friday Night Lights in the brand new shiny stadium. Richmond Hill wanted the ball first, and they start moving it right away. How about Jaden Taylor on the screen pass, juking not one but 2 defenders on his way to the first down, and then Wildcat quarterback Gunnar Mobley with a laser to Eli Grand, who hauls it in for the touchdown. Wildcats up 7-0 within minutes. You may be wondering now if Richmond Hill could do it on the other side of the ball. Well, watch this. The pass, a great gang tackle, is going to force the fumble. Leighton Stiegelman, look what I found. Picks it up, takes it all the way to the house to go up 2 scores. And through 2 games, Richmond Hill has yet to let up a single point in their new stadium. They win this one, 49-0.
Wow, that's a great stat there, Kobe. Let's come back to the hosted city. Southeast Bullock in town as they play Islands at Island Stadium. And a little trouble coming out from the paper there for Southeast Bullock, but that would be the only stumble for Southeast Bullock as the game started. Colton Zito able to get the edge, and he picks up the first down for the visitors. And then later in the drive, Southeast Bullock runs the inside trap to the big running back, Jaden Murphy, and it's another first down. And they like giving the ball to Murphy, and we can see why. He is in for the score. Southeast Bullock up 7-0 at that point. They get to win this one, 41-7.
They really redeemed themselves earlier.
From coming out the paper.
Exactly, yeah. Let's go over now to Savannah High Stadium. That's where we find Porter Gowd taking on Savannah Country Day. And Porter Gowd's defense making a big play here. Alan Chisholm takes down the quarterback for the sack. And now we're going to move over to the second quarter offense, getting rolling for Porter Gowd. Their quarterback calls his own number. He will not be denied. Muscling his way into the end zone, Porter Gowd strikes first at 7-0. Later in the second half, Country Day looking to respond in the air. Thomas Holland to Peyton Bean, goes up and makes the grab. Mosses him for the huge first down. Now later in the drive, Country Day is going to finish the drive with the same connection. Holland to Bean for the touchdown, and Country Day wins it 13-7.
All right, now let's go over to Morrisfield. That's where St. Andrews is hosting Central Fellowship. That's a team out of Macon. And on the very first play from scrimmage for St. Andrews to get the ball to Amari Cook, and they let him cook. That's my Glorilla reference. He picks up the first down there. And then later in the drive, St. Andrews goes to the air. Patrick Jackson with Darius Chapman, 2 sophomores getting the job done. St. Andrews up 6-0, and they decide they want to go for 2. And Jackson finds Josiah Bowers for the successful conversion there. St. Andrews up 8-0 early, but they lose this one, 32-26 your final.
I'm not sure Glorilla invented the whole cookie. Anyways, we're going to head over to Metter taking on Swainsboro. Swainsboro is electing to receive in this one. And one of the first plays of the game, it's going to Marco Danford, who gets the outside for a great gain here, but they could not capitalize. This drive would end in a punt. So now Metter's got it, and it's the quarterback Michael Ricks rolling, and he's going to just flick this one to Keyshawn Polk, who hits the outside, He's going to get hit hard out of bounds here, almost taking out our cameraman Brandon in the process, but great field position and the first down. Michael Ricks trying for the touchdown now, but he's denied by the Swainsboro defense. Mentor would go on to score a little later in that drive, but it was not enough as Swainsboro would win it 44-14.
All right, that's an upset because Mentor is ranked in the state. All right, that was fun. Are we ready for round 2?
I'm still thinking about that wishbone formation.
All right, coming up next, Savannah Christian in the Atlanta area. Could they get a win over Mount Perrin?
And we'll have the performance of the week. Did it come from the Hilton Head Christian and Bethesda game?
You're watching the Friday Night Blitz on WSAV. Go Lions!
Welcome back to the WSAV Friday Night Blitz Highlight Show. Powered by O.C. Welch Ford Lincoln.
A special thank you to the Island Cheerleaders as we welcome you back to the Friday Night Blitz. Still have some big games left, and let's start in Tatnall County. That is where we have the Warriors taking on Vidalia. And Tatnall County's defense starting out strong, okay? They're going to drop Vidalia's quarterback for a loss, okay? So really good play there for Tatnall County. But then Vidalia's DJ Wallace is going to pass it to Jamar Wiggs, and he's able to get a first down here. So Vidalia able to move the chains. Offense starting to find some rhythm here. And then a little bit later in the drive, it's going to be Wiggs. He's able to take the ball away.
Ooh, a little counter action.
And that will be in for the score, ladies and gentlemen. So it's Vidalia unable to get the win, though. They fall 22-18.
We're going to move now to another showdown in the pit. Toombs County hosting South Effingham. A little beach theme going on, and South Effingham has it. And Liam Coburn's going to find Benja Crofts on the seam route, but Crofts coughs it up. The fumble is recovered by Toombs County, and he's going to take this one all the way to the sideline. What a momentum shift. The Bulldogs now have it going the other way. 1 minute left in the first quarter. Toombs County's Justin Powell is going to take it himself. He finds the sideline and hits it hard. That is a touchdown for Toombs County. And the Bulldogs kept getting it back thanks to that tough defense that we saw earlier. And here's a 4th and 2 for the offense. Not a clean snap, but it does not matter. He's in for the touchdown, and the Bulldogs cruise in this one. They win it 55-8.
State champs look very strong, very strong. Now we have Bluffton hosting Andrew Jackson. We're going to start this game in the first quarter. Bluffton already leading 7-0, and they're looking for more. Eddie McCarthy with a nice pass to Roman Benjamin, scoring their second touchdown of the night. Bluffton up 13-0. They missed the PAT. But on the ensuing kickoff, this is a momentum killer. Andrew Jackson returns this one for a touchdown. No one lays a hand on him, so Andrew Jackson gets on the board, but Bluffton still leads 13-7 midway through the first quarter. May River would come right back, though. McCarthy with a long pass to Carnell Warren. He helps his team put up 20 points on the board. There's a reason he's committed to North Carolina, folks. Bluffton gets the win, 48-21.
Now we're going to move right across the way with May River hosting West Ashley. We're going to start this one off in the third quarter. West Ashley leading 10-7, and they're going to get rewarded with a huge play on special teams. We just saw a house call. Here's another one. This one, a little more people in there. There's a shake and tackle.
Hey, that was one of the biggest holes I've ever seen on the kickoff return. That's why coaches love that old wedge play. Bust the wedge.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now, May River on offense down by the goal line, and they're going to score. It's Sean Mitchell. May River still trailing 16-14. Back on offense again, it's Andrew Johnson who gets loose. That's another touchdown for the home team. This one was a shootout through and through, but in the end, May River would fall 31-30.
Ooh, tough loss for them, tough loss. All right, now let's go to Portal as they take on Twiggs County, and we're going to bring you into the second quarter. Twiggs County with the ball, and it looks like it's going to be a handoff to Harold Crawford, who runs to the outside, and he's going to go up and get the touchdown, putting the first points on the board for Twiggs County. They flip into the end zone. That was something else. All right, he must have known the camera was there. All right, now Twiggs did go for 2, but they could not capitalize. Portal holding the ball, and they waste no time handing it off to KJ Hunter, who's going to plow through the defense.
That's a big boy.
And he does it, and he books it downfield. Seems like he's a sure thing, but he stopped short by the defense, and now in prime position to put another point on the board. And KJ Hunter takes the ball, and this time he pushes hard enough to get in for the touchdown for Portal, as Portal would get the win 42-20.
Yeah, now let's slide over to Waynesboro. That's where we have Benedictine. They're taking on Burke County. Burke County without 3-year starting quarterback Sean Van Diver. Sprained MCL. Luckily, Benedictine's quarterback Stephen Cannon fully healthy. On this play, he calls his own number. He's going to get into the end zone with his legs for the score. That makes it 21-0 Cadets. Now, Burke County trying to get something going on offense, but they cough it up. Benedictine's defense recovers, so the Cadets playing well on both sides on their way to their first win of the year. They win this one, 41-0.
All right, let's go out to Charleston. That's where Hilton Head Island was, okay? And here we go early in this one. They're coming off the edge to take Hilton Head down for a TFL. And then we go later in the drive. This is an errant snap. It slips through the quarterback's hands. He tries to make something out of nothing, and J. Savion Brown hauls in the errant pass for interception. And what can Brown do for you? Well, he has reservations for 6. 17-0, James Island. Seahawks go 3-and-out the next drive, and James Hurto fills it around midfield. And this punt is going to be something that Hilton Head does not want to see. A long return, but it's James Island getting the win. They beat Hilton Head 31-8.
Then we go over to the Atlanta area. We have Savannah Christian taking on Mount Perrin. And assistant coach for Savannah Christian is fired up. Look at him flexing those muscles right there.
Nice muscles too.
And we haven't shown a lot of the Savannah Christian defense, but here's Athen Hudspeth coming in for the tackle for the loss. Their defense is good too. People forget now Savannah Christian on offense. The freshman, Wesley Dinkins, does the honor. Savannah Christian gets on the board. And later, more defense from the same guy as baseball player too. It's Hudspeth. He's going to come up and fill and make the tackle for a loss here, and the Raiders move to 3-0 with a 22-7 win.
All right, let's go to our shot of the week, our performance week, and our play of the week, and let's start with the performance. It goes to Jenkins football team. The entire team was outstanding. This was a statement tonight, and it goes to everyone because they put a statement to Region 3 in Class AAA. Congrats to Jenkins.
Now our play of the week is going to come from May River and West Ashley. It's that kickoff return that we saw for a touchdown, but it is the Sharks that would get the last laugh in this one because they pick up the dub.
All right, now to our shot of the week, and it goes to Kobe. This is a pretty good one. He was able to get really tight on this ball.
I slowed it down, don't worry.
Yeah, really good shot. Congrats, Kobe. He's up 2-1. All right, 2-1. All right, that's another week in the book. This one was a lot of fun, and we can't wait to give you guys another week. Let's go to our game of the week, Kobe. Okay, that'll be Liberty County in our game of the week next week, and we'll be able to see it on WSAV. All right, for Kobe Zach, I'm Joe Lamar. This has been absolutely outstanding. We've enjoyed it, and we cannot wait to see you guys right back here next week. Have a great night.